Hey everybody, what's up? This is Devin LaVore coming at ya. I have the hood on my head because my wife is about ready to give birth at any moment, and it is an ice box up in this apartment. Okay? But I have something I wanted to share with you guys, and um, I feel like it would bless you. Um, it's hard for me to know like where to begin or how to do this, but I've been sharing with you guys for my last several videos about the level of faith that me and my wife are trying to walk in, and the things that some of the things we're believing for, and it's getting kind of difficult right now. It's getting super difficult because things aren't happening the way you want them to happen. A lot of times you hear prophetic words and encouragement and all that stuff from other people online doing the same thing that I'm doing basically, and you want it to apply to your life, and you're like, oh yeah, I really feel like, okay, that's the Lord. Now Lord, how are you doing that for me? How does that word apply to me? And you're waiting on God to do whatever, and then like you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you get tired of waiting, and then you get discouraged, and then you kind of slip in your believing, and then here comes another word to encourage you to continue to wait and all that stuff. And I'm just like, and a lot of times you just get tired of the waiting. It's like at some point you want to see the manifestation of the things that you're prophesied over or were told were going to happen or whatever. Especially after you've been like kind of going at it, and God's pulled you aside for like 6 months, and you're not seeing anything, and then someone will rise up and say, yes, but in the seventh month, that's when God's gonna. Bro, don't do it. Don't try to encourage me. You know what I'm saying? Please don't, because if I hear another encouraging word telling me to wait on the Lord and God's going to do this and God's going to do that, and it's like, okay, well, I need God like right now. I don't need God in the seventh month. I need God right here in the 6th month. You heard me? And so, but that's just how we feel, and that's what's going on, and God respects that, as long as we stay humble in our kind of discontentedness and our like, okay, God, this is what I'm really feeling, this is what I'm really going through. And of course, the Psalms, that's kind of what half the Psalms are, or the psalmists, or David really, saying, God, this is how I feel. But you know what, Lord? This is what's true, and you are good and you are righteous. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, that's the sum up. That's the cliff notes of all the Psalms right there. But I felt like God wanted me to share this, and I'm not sure if I'm just doing this more as an exercise of faith for myself that will also bless you in return. I think it all is kind of working together for the good, so to speak, whatever the motivation. But I just felt like, I felt like I should share it. So I was talking with my wife the other day, and we were going through some, trial of faith type stuff. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do, and how's this going to work, and blah, 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 blah. And God, we need you. If we know we're sunk, that kind of thing. And so I felt like the Lord said that what he's getting ready to do, he is going to do for himself. Like, he's going to do it for his name's sake. God's like, what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to do it so that you can see me. I'm going to do it like God did it so many times in the past. Because, see, this was the thing that just kept coming up. It was like, he would remind me a whole litany of examples of, and God did this and God did that, so that they would know that God is the Lord, or something like that. Basically that's when God does something for his name's sake. He's doing it to shake us up, to make us see like, oh wow, this is like, oh, that's who you are. It's like God's doing something to show us who he is. That's where the Israelites missed it in the wilderness. They didn't see the relationship aspect and God's heart in all the things that he did to deliver them from Egypt and to give them manna and to prepare them for what he wanted to give them. They didn't see the connection. And it's like, and hopefully we will be able to see that, because we're ones who seek the Lord's heart and we really want to just know him, but in the process of knowing him, there's earthly needs and things that have to happen, especially if he's asking you to do something, especially if he's asking you to go that way, and that way doesn't have any 7-Elevens down the road. It doesn't have any, it doesn't look like there's much provision down that road, Lord. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? But it's like, God's like, I'm getting ready to do what I'm getting ready to do. Like I told you before, I am determined to do this. What was it? Isaiah 42:16, I believe. It's like, I'm determined to do this, and I will not leave you forsaken. But I'm doing it for my namesake, I did a video before Donald Trump ever got elected. I was struggling with it for a couple weeks because I was like, what if I'm wrong and this isn't the Lord? I'm going to look totally stupid. But I didn't care, so I just released it, and I felt like the Lord told me that Donald Trump's going to be the president of the United States, and he gave me the reasons why, and it was one of those for my namesake thing. It was one of those, like, it's not because the nation has turned from their wicked ways or anything like this. It's like, I want to save these people. I want to help them out. I want to drag them out of their deception and give them at least a chance to get into their right minds, because people have completely lost it and bought it wholeheartedly into this fantasy idea of how life is supposed to be. Anyway, and so the Lord reminded me of that, and he was like, that's what I'm getting ready to do now, but like for the good, for the faithful, for the righteous, for those who, it's like, if this is what I would do for the wayward and lost, because I'm trying to help them, how much more am I going to do for those who are following after me, for those who are faithful to me, for those who do want to just know me, who, all of that, for people like us who walk according to the Spirit, we live by faith, not by sight, all those boxes you can check off as being like, man, you're just a man of God or woman of God. God's like, I'm getting ready to, the reason I'm getting ready to do what I want, what I'm going to do in your life is for that reason, so that you will know, that I am the Lord. You will know that I am the Savior. You will know that I am the deliverer. You will know. You will have heard of it. Then now you're going to see, And of course, a lot of us, we've already seen the Lord move in our lives a lot of times. But it's like, that's kind of the vibe I was getting from the Lord that day, and I just felt like the Lord wanted me to release that and share this word, because I feel like a lot of you are in that place too, where you're just like, God, if you don't move, my boat is going to sink. I am going to have a 2x4 in the ocean, and I'm going to be floating on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, and I'm going to be sitting there wondering, like, what happened? Why is this going on the way it is? Because you're probably thinking that right now. But so I hope that encourages you that God's getting ready to do what He's going to do in your life specifically for His name's sake, so that you will see Him, so that you will turn and be like, wow, you are more awesome to me now. You are more, just more you. I see more of you. So that's what I have to say. And I pray that it's a blessing to you guys. And I will share with you again when the Lord gives me something else to share. Until then, you guys, be blessed. God's going to do it. Faithful is He who has called you, and He will bring it to pass.